Okay, folks, how you doing? We're back for another episode here. We just finished cleaning up a whole bunch of harvest of green beans, carrots, root crops. There was some sugar beet, you name it, we did it. Parsnips, a bunch of them. We made a bunch of money, purchased some new land. So we've just cleaned up the equipment. We got to finish cleaning up this equipment here. I think we got one more harvester to clean up. Yeah, one more to spray this sucker down, do some repairs, and I think we're going to do some logging, and we're going to purchase some land. Yeah. So, unfortunately, I've had some microphone problems. This is a voiceover of the original recording because I don't know what happened. My mic just went completely. You can barely even. It sounds like I'm mumbling. I did have a cold at the time when I was doing this. I apologize for the coughing, and it's unintentional. I try and cover the mic or look away, but it's. I was battling a cold and I don't know what it was. It just would not leave me alone. Wake up in the morning, you'd be congested, cough all day, get it out, go to bed, you feel good, and wake up in the morning, repeat. Same thing. It is what it is. It's that time of year, right, folks? These things happen. So, just gonna clean up the equipment. Like to keep her top notch. These beasts were running hard. They were going. They burned through a lot of fuel, and they'll need to be tuned up and checked out, fixed up. Because I think going forward, this is September 3rd, about to roll into October. We will roll into October in this episode. I was looking at making some personal purchases as well. There hasn't been too many deals in the shop. You know me, I'm Johnny Deals. I love the deals. Almost talked myself into a small tractor the other day. I was just shooting some footage and going about my business and checked, and there was a small horsepower tractor. I was like, I already have 2 small horsepower tractors. I don't need another one sitting in the barn doing nothing. And don't get me wrong, I use those. I run them all over the place. I get them to, tow trailers here and there, go pick up stuff. Oh, here we go. See? Got to do the repairs. 4,000 bucks, but hey, keep it 100% condition. The header's fine, the trailer's fine. Let's go put this away. Yeah, like I said, I'm looking to, because we do have a little positive cash flow here. When this episode started, I was coming back from the west silo there. We just dropped off some wood chips. Bring up the bank account. We're going to run this one over right now, and I forgot to, when I cleaned it all up, I forgot to do the maintenance on her. So we're going to swing over and do that right now. Do not procrastinate. Do not put off. Get her done. It's not bad for that. If I don't do it right away, quite often it's going to slip my mind, and I'll forget about it, and then it's like, oh man. You can lose some opportunities. This is not so bad, but it's worse because like that needed a little bit of repair. I send it out in the next busy season, and say I do like these ones were doing 2-3 fields. It was hopping from one field to another. They were just a mess. I think that you saw the footage in the last episode, right? They were just a mess. They burned through a ton of fuel, just a ton of fuel. And took some abuse. So can you imagine if it was at a quarter down in condition like it was, if I didn't pay the $4,000 for repairs and then sent it out, did 3 or 4 jobs in a row again, it would be down to like, and then when it gets to that point, it's slower. I'm not sure if it affects your yield. It might. I don't think it would. You'd still be picking up the same amount of stuff. I just think it runs slower. And it's not as efficient. It burns a little bit more fuel. So anyway, I've just always done that. Keep my stuff in top-notch condition. And then when it gets to a certain point, and you'll notice it because you'll send it out and do some field work and come back and it's like, wow, you know, it's down a quarter of condition after doing one job task. That's when it's time to turn the machine in, sell it, buy something new, or get something used. That's why a lot of times too, you buy straight new from the. I know it's you're paying top dollar, but man, that the wear and tear, it just does not go down. It does, but it's very slow. From a brand new condition, you don't have to worry as much. That's why those two big suckers that I bought there, those harvesters, they were brand new. And you know we're okay for cash right now, but you know there's going to come a point where I think after the October or November, there's not really any root crops or what. Actually, they do everything. They do green beans. They do. I don't think they do soya beans. I think I can get the header. No, I don't think so. I think it's mainly root crops, green beans, parsnips, carrots. Yeah, well, the root crops, right? Sugar beet, red beet. Yeah, we did a field. We had a contract for red beet already. That was pretty cool. I was over close to town. That's when we started over there. We were doing a bunch of the contracts. We're going to shut this down because we're done in there. Why not? Yeah, let's go do a run for water.
Let's go.
Lord knows we've been spending enough cash. Let's make some, right? I'm pretty sure that's what I said here. I'm not sure. I hope this is recording over it, but I hope you can still hear the sound. Some of my voice is.
Wow, those buses just hog the road big time. Just hogging it.
I'm pretty sure I just made a comment, if I recall, about the buses ruling the road. And I'm sorry if I'm talking over my original voice, but like I said, it was just horrendous. It needed to be fixed. So we're just gonna go about our business here. Fill up this water. I think it's just under 30 grand we get for each load of water, which is not bad. I mean, I've got some time on my hands. I'll make a few water runs, right? What are we? 3 hours away from midnight, 4 hours away from midnight. Right, no contracts are coming up. There was nothing of worthwhile either. But I was looking at some land, and I'm pretty sure by the end of this episode we're going to make some purchases. I'll take a look. Get a little bit better of a understanding of how we want to approach things. I think I'm going to buy some more forestry, not necessarily farm fields. Because, of course, it's part of the land we said we were going to take over Kinlaig, right? So, and if I do make the purchases I think I'm going to make, we could be very well close to halfway. And that would be in the month of October, which is not too bad. Right? Come November, December, we should be close to half full on the map with property because there are some smaller fields that towards the south, what would that be, southwest side of the map.
It's a more.
We're on the west side of the map, our start farm's on the west side. We own the majority of the land over there right now. Fields and stuff. There's a few, like I think there's 4 smaller fields down at the bottom. And I'm looking to purchase the forestry lands around them. Look at me, I was complaining about the bus in the last episode. There's me hogging the whole corner. Unbelievable, eh? Hypocrite. This game is so fun. I love it. It's so much fun. You know, you get to be a truck driver, get to be a big farmer, get to do stuff you want to do, learn some stuff, discover some stuff, do some fishing. That's just one thing I haven't done at all. I bought the pleasure boat, but I have yet to to go out and do much fishing. I've done a little bit here and there. I don't even think I've recorded any. All right, so we're going to continue right along here and
get over
this
some
water.
stuff.
It's great scenery around here too, man. This map gets wicked. There's incredible elevation change. I mean, the waterfront is something else. Even just this creek running down here, this river, right? Look at the edges. Look at the work, the rocks, the stones, right? The uneven. I tried to purchase some land close to down here by the quarry, because eventually you're going to want to buy the quarry. And the masonry place, is it the cement place? The cement block, yeah, the masonry. And so we're going to have to be supplying the water anyway. We're not going to be making too much cash off that. After that, once you own it, I don't think you make anything. No, you don't. You'll just be supplying your own business. So I was looking for somewhere closer to fill up, down closer to the quarry here, but there isn't really. So there's the stones. I got to remember that. There's a stone deposit right there for my stone collecting. Anyway, we're going to speed up this next pickup because it is forestry. So I'm just going to let this go and you can watch. Okay, here, folks. I just let you know I go through with the tree devourer, taking down those ones there. They're not big volume in liters and stuff, and I take down most of the small stuff too with it. And then there's the odd trees that are just a pain in the butt that are not worth sending to the sawmill as lumber. So it's usually the skinnier trees like this, right? I'm just trying to clear out, and then I'll go back with the chainsaw. And I'll go nuts with the chainsaw and take all them down and then collect them with the truck. And I know it's a little bit of a cheating with the auto load with the truck. I don't have to delimb the trees or anything like that. But believe you me, I did it. I did it the first part of this map. You saw my first go at forestry on this map. And after I tried every single tree harvester, and they just don't function with these trees. You know, you can do it, but it's not fun to me to have to screw around with a tree for 10 minutes and cut it 4 feet high, leave the trunk that big, because that's where the harvester can grab it. And then you got to come back and good luck. You got to cut that down again with the chainsaw, because there's no stump cutter taking down a stump like that, and it's still considered a tree. You can go back with the tree devourer, this thing, and do it, and it'll take down those big stumps. But even then, and it has a little bit of difficulty. You'll see sometimes it takes down the whole tree here, and then other times you got to go back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. That's why I'm kind of fast forwarding all this, because it's footage, and you can see. I want to include it because you can see that I'm doing the stuff. It's not like I'm just buying the land and paving it over, and I do all this, and then I'm gonna have to come back. Everything that I cut with a chainsaw leaves a trunk. So I'm going to have to come back, and there's a few trees like that one there. I got to go get this double one, so I'm just going to go right through, and it helps fill up the trailer quickly. And don't forget, man, I'm the wood chip king, man. The wood chips for, I don't know, ever since Fest 19? No, it was 22. It was 22 when I discovered this devour tree thing, and it was a long winter, and one of the maps I was playing, and there was just nothing going on farming-wise, so and there was a lot of forestry, and I was trying to use the tree harvesters, and again, it's so difficult, and not getting very good progress with it, and getting frustrated, so I just went and wood chipped everything and make a fortune. It's great. All right, so this is the new pickup truck I just bought. And a trailer to go with. Bought a couple of four-wheelers with tracks. Now, did have a plan because we're going to own a lot of the land now. So when I want to go for a scoot around and see the land, I can just grab one of my four-wheelers here and take off. Because eventually I will establish a couple of different base spots here and there that'll hold equipment and maybe give me another sleep trigger and some garages and stuff, like I said, to park some equipment and stuff. But just easier to access different sides of the map if you're all over the place. Once it gets so big, it makes sense to leave equipment in an area that is easily accessible, as opposed to driving all the way across the map every time. That's once you get big enough, right? So, having some issues here. Put the light on the trailer. And I don't know why I didn't think it... well, that's right. The lighting on these four-wheelers is terrible. You only got the front light, that's it. Reminds me of the old... I used to snowmobile back in the day. When did I get rid of my sled? Anyway. You used to go Knight's Bride and stuff like that. You couldn't see. You'd start turning and he'd be turning a certain way. Your headlight was going straight forward, right? It was going forward. And a lot of times, turned to bed quickly. Yeah, it was fun. Used to do a lot of woods ridings. Out in the woods. Alright, well, I'm going to load these things up. And get back to the farm. And I think we're going to go hunting for some land. Okay. So we got one on. We're going to grab the other one. And we'll get that loaded up. I'm going to put this one a little bit forward on the trailer. Make sure we leave enough room for the second one to come on. And we're going to go get that one. We got a flashlight. Let's turn on our flashlight so we see what we're doing. We don't know where we're going. It should be right there. There we go. Pretty sharp looking machine though. I like it. Should be pretty cool for cruising around anyway. You know, you want to whip across fields, go through some of the forest and stuff like that. I think I might cut some paths in some of the forest land that we're going to buy. Don't necessarily need to deforest everything and turn it into farm fields. But mind you, the one we were just at, that one is definitely, because the layout of the terrain is pretty good for farming, so we're going to use that. It's definitely going to be, once I get the stump cutter in there, I'll get the stump cutter in there, and coming up pretty soon, once we get the majority of the trees out of there that we need to get out, get a better idea of what's going on tomorrow during the daylight, and go from there. But we'll get the stump cutter in there, get that done, get the plower in there, and see if we might be able to get some wheat off before that goes. I think you can plant wheat till the end of October. We'll see. We'll see what we can do. And go from there. All right. Let's get these things back to the farm.
Oh, that's it.
Was having a little issue there, folks, trying to get the trailer ramps back up, as you can see. Was
Beautiful, baby.
opening and closing the tailgates, and ramps around, and finally found it. So here we go. We're off. I love how this pickup drives too, man. I really enjoy this pickup. Is nice. It's a good combo. This truck and trailer is all right. I don't mind it at all. It drives, handles really nice. Oh, Whoa, blindness. You gotta get some tinted windows? What's going on here? Holy smokers. Oh, got the headlights on the four-wheeler. I was wondering what was going on there. Holy smokes, turn off those. That helps. There we go. There we go. That's better. Okay, folks. Remember that.
Headlights.
Pulling your ATVs onto the trailer. Turn the headlights off. Dum-dum. This is a great drive, too. Up from the shop up to the farm. It's a really nice drive. I like it. Like I said, this truck handles beauty, man. She's the old International, but she just drives it amazing. She looks like the Ford, the old F-150. She's a nice truck, man. I love the sound of her. Right, her toe's nice. Got a good top speed if you're into that, but she's got power. She can pull stuff. Pulling these two ATVs, no problem at all. Not a problem at all. Loving it.
Can we get by?
This is another thing I go through too, folks. It's like I could never, you know, I always organize after I go. I'll go buy something and I'll figure out later where I'm going to park it or store it or how we're going to do it. That pickup truck I bought specifically for that. Now, you see this piece of land right here. I'm liking it. I'm liking it. I think we're going to buy it. I think we purchase this land right now.
Right now.
Right? Look at that. We can
barley.
We can plant wheat and barley. Basically, right? I guess corn. Was that corn that was going? Corn's still going? No, that's grass. What am I saying?
That sounds pretty good.
So if we buy that right now, we could get some wheat going in there. And I think that's what we're going to do.
Another wheat.
I think that's what we're going to do. That'll give us a nice little monopoly on all this property here, right? Let's do that. We're going to buy that. Purchase? Yeah, baby. Okay. Now let's get some equipment over here. Let's go Buffalo. No, we don't want the new pickup truck. Let's go over to the barn and we shall get... Is it the New Holland? Is it the big New Holland we have? Why don't you open the gate, dummy? Hop it over. Not too smart. Open the gate. Thank you. Alright. We use the... Oh no. This is the Case Magnum. We'll use that. That's the big beast. We'll hook up the seeder. Change the seed over to wheat. Because I think... What is it on right now? Solid fertilizer and canola. So we gotta get it over to wheat. Long grain rice, no. Let's go, where's wheat? There we go, there's wheat. And we're full, and we're full. Fertilizer full, wheat full. No, we're not doing barley, we're going wheat. Go back to wheat. There we go. Alright, now let's get over that field. We will hire a worker, get that going. We'll come back and get the roller because you know it's going to need to get rolled. Absolutely. Anytime you lay down some seed, it's going to be begging for some rolling. So I anticipate that. I'll get over there to the field, get the worker going, and yeah, we'll get some wheat in the field. Not sure if I'm going to do some changes to the farm, the main farm too, or if we're just going to leave it the way it is. You know, I'm just going to screw around with some of the buildings and stuff, but sometimes I just like leaving stuff the way it is. Whoops, driving a little crazy here. Let's stay in the lane. Stay in the lane. We should be just going right and all the way down to the end, and the field should be right there. Here we go. Sure, we stay away from the crazy buses. Those guys are nuts. I think I said it a couple episodes again earlier. Town of Kinlaig. Let's go. Let's take care of these bus drivers. They're obviously in need of something. They drive a little angry. Aggressive. Not angry, aggressive. They like to own the road. Take it over completely. All right, let's get a worker going on this, and we'll start checking out some land. We'll set up a tractor with a roller. Get her brought over. Yeah, see? Got a nice block of land now, right? Look at this. We got the whole west side, the lower west, southwest corner. These inland forestry ones were the ones I was thinking about picking up. There we go. We're going to buy that. Gonna buy that, folks, and I'm just gonna buy that. No. See these two fields down here that I was talking about? I said there was 4. There's like 3 there. There's that. They're all 3. I don't think there's any crops in them right now. So depending on how we go in these next couple of months, we'll leave him to do that, get that going. So we got the wheat field done.
Nope, I'll pick it up on the east side.
Okay, so we're just gonna put this tractor back in the garage. She's all good. Done using her for the day. Yep. Oh, where are you going? Hey, what are you doing? Holy smokes. Somebody get a breathalyzer on this guy. Been into the barley. Anyway, okay, we're going to park this sucker in here. And what are we going off to do now? What are we going off to do now? No, that's so... Yeah, that's right. We sprayed the roller. We got to get that put away.
Doing some work, baby.
Let's get that parked.
Doing some fucking work.
Put it on the other side of the shed here, on the outside. It doesn't need to be inside. It's all protected. It's coated. Excuse me. Still get a dry throat every once in a while. I don't know what that's all about. Anyway, here we go. And don't forget to like and subscribe, people. It definitely helps out. Keeps the videos in the algorithm. Lets me know that you're liking them, and I'll keep making some more. It seems to go in spits and spurts here. It's getting some good traction before the holidays, and all of a sudden it was like everything slowed down. But that's what it is, eh, folks? Everybody relaxing, taking it enjoying life as we should.
So put it up.
Yeah, I'll get this put away. Parked in the shed. I'm not sure going forward. We have some fields that are coming up. We have a couple of cornfields. I do believe we have a sunflower field. Or is it 2 sunflowers and a corn? Can't remember. I think we're going to buy this land here. I think so. It's looking good. It's right beside our one field there. Is that the sunflower, I think? Sunflower or corn? I can't remember. I think that's sunflower. I think we're going to buy this too. And see what I mean? We have that one up to the top. If we have this one, and I'm going to work on buying those 3 fields below it. And I don't think they have any. Let's get this one. That's not very much. That's pretty cheap. Let's do that right now. Let's buy that. And then let's get this skinny one too. Did we do this one too? No, I say we go over and get that skinny one. Let's get this skinny one right here. It's only 100, yeah. That's doable. All right. We are loading up, folks. We are getting ready here. We're making some good progress, man. Doing a lot of forestry work. Doing a lot of hard work to make sure that we can afford to be doing all this stuff. We're keeping the sawmill going and full. And I haven't decided yet if we're just going to concentrate on what our main goal was, which was take over Kinlaig 100%, which was like, didn't have to own the forestry lands, but it was all the farmlands. And I didn't say I wasn't committing to, there's some projects on this. There's the castle. I think there's a lighthouse or something like that too, I think. Anyway, those kind of things usually take a lot of materials and a lot of time. And it definitely helps if you own the productions. Because if you don't, I don't know, in previous maps I've run, and in the Brazil map I built the bridges and was never reimbursed for the, I bought all the materials, sold them to the bridge, but they never paid me. But anyway, it benefited me to build the bridges, right? It definitely did. So this is going to be boring for the next little while, folks, but I wanted you guys to see it. I wanted you guys to see me going around with the chainsaw and doing the work, cutting them down, right? Because this is the field that I want to turn into. It's not too bad. It's got a little bit of a pitch to it, a little bit of a hill, but not bad. Get all the tree trunks. I'll come back with the, we have the trunk removal. I think it's actually on this property, actually. I think it's attached to a tractor down below already. So we'll go around. We got lots of work to do still on this before we plant anything, but I was hoping to get all the trees done soon so we could actually get the stumps going. And I'll probably do all that work off camera just to get it done. Well, no, you know what? I think I shot some of it when I did it on, where we have the sheep, where we put in the sheep. That land, I mean, that wasn't suitable to make it into farmland. It was just too up and down, hilly-billy. Cost too much money with landscaping to put it into, so we turned that into a sheep pen. So in actuality, I went through that whole thing and took down, I think it was the very end that I had decided that I didn't need to take down any more of the stumps because we were just going to make it into a sheep pen. If you hear something, that's my dog Brunswick. Every once in a while, he likes to come over and say hi. Hey, Bruns? Yeah, you're a good boy. Yes, you are. But anyway, so that's the goal of this episode, was to purchase some land, do some more forestry, make some money, stay above the... I like to be close to $1 million in the bank when you get this big, when you start getting big, right? So just as a buffer, so like if something comes up, you can buy the land if you want. Big piece of equipment comes up for sale, you can buy it if you need it, right? Cotton harvest time is coming up soon, so a couple of those trees are not doable because I guess they're too close to the property line. So we'll just continue cutting the trees down here. Let's go. Some of these are huge too, man. They're big trees. It's no wonder it doesn't take long to fill a trailer. It's a lot of lumber. That's a lot of lumber. Get this sucker. There we go. Nice and low to the ground. Makes it easier for the stump removal tool to do its job. I mean, some of these suckers, whew, when I was using the tree harvester, it was like leaving because how high up you had to. It was like the tree stump guy was coming over. It was taking forever to gnaw away at it. So what you had to do was cut it. Boom, I love it. It's magic. You have to cut a big piece of the trunk off with the chainsaw and cut that into little pieces, and that was just a pain in the butt. But it is what it is, you know. I don't mind doing it because, I mean, it's a lot. I mean, doing logs with the tree harvester is pretty cool, right? You have that container, right? And if you put it to, I think, 12 meters, if you cut your... But the only problem with console is, like on PC, you have, I think it's a measuring stick or a tape measure or something, where, like, we get the thickness of the log, and we get the diameter of the log. What's the diameter of it in centimeters? And, well, because I'm in metric, so obviously centimeters. If you're purely bitches, but... So we get that, and then you get the volume of the log of how many thousands of liters it is, right? Or it gives you the length of it, and I think the weight of it. And then that transfers into liters. But it's just really difficult on console because you can, you know, this right now, I cut down this tree, then you go delimit, which is no big deal. It takes 2 seconds to run down the side of the tree and delimit. But what was I going to say? Oh yeah, with the tree harvester, it's like, yeah, it's easy because you can set your cut length to 12 meters. But then it's like, okay, say you get 18-meter trees, right? Or even a 22-meter tree. That's a tall tree, man. That's got a lot of wood in it, right? So. But if you cut it down with a harvester, you're getting one usable log out of that, right? Because you don't want to be putting in, if you got 12 meter in your shipping container, you want to get full value for that sucker. So you want to put only 12 meters in. If you get a 22-meter tree, you got a whole bunch of 10-meter, and then it's like, okay, you can't really, I don't think there's a setting for... You know what I mean? It's really hard using a tree harvester to, you know, you could bundle up the rest of the crap and send it back by log, but I don't know. That gets really time consuming, and I do play on regular time for most of my videos. You know, I'll speed it up when I want to go ahead. There's nothing to do, but I like playing real time because I like to get a lot of stuff done. But it gets to the point where, you know, like this forestry, this has taken me already. I probably have into this piece of land to turn it into farmland. I think it's safe to say I have 3 hours, my time, into it already. And we don't have close to being ready to bring in the stumper and then the plow, the tractor and the plow. See, it's not bad. See the slopage? It's not bad. You know, who knows? I got to go through some stuff too. Like, I mean, that's one thing. I mean, I really didn't. A lot of times when I start a map, I'll go through and go through all the crops, see what's available, apple trees, all the freaking. Because sometimes it's worth it to set up some greenhouses, right? And do a certain greenhouse and then a production. It can be really beneficial. But we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. Like I said, though, like, I mean, I got a lot of time into this land already. It's not like I bought the land and it's like, instantly snapped my fingers, the trees fell over, and I drove a truck by and it magically appeared on my truck. It does do that, but you still got to put in the effort, man. I don't care what anybody says. I mean, what was the first map on Riverside? Like that first winter season in that map, holy smokes! I bought one piece of land that was down near, what was it? It was a restaurant, I think, or the fisherman's restaurant that was down near that barge or boat. And it was a small piece of land, but you weren't putting a farm on it. It wasn't worth crap. The land was terrible. There was rocks all over it, and for some reason the rock breaker wouldn't go in and break up that rock. They wouldn't disappear. You break it up and it would go to a pile, and there would still be a rock there. So you couldn't turn it into farmland. So I decided, okay, I'm the wood chip king, right? And that was my first WAP. And they didn't have the Devour Trees option. The mod hadn't made it yet, right? The game had just come out. So I literally was cutting down all the trees like this with a chainsaw, had the wood chipper, and would cut the trees into pieces that I could lift, and I'd physically fire them into the wood chipper by itself. Now, it got to the point where it was like that was monotonous and tedious, so I figured it out that I could get an attachment on. I had a telehandler at the time, and I got one of the telehandler attachments, and I could pick up some pretty half-decent logs, as long as they were straight. And you could go over and dump it in the side, and it would take the whole thing and speed it up a little bit. But my lord, I bet you on that piece of land, what happened here? I cut it, didn't fall. What is going on? Anyway, yeah, I bet you I probably had 25 hours into that piece of land. Now, I got a lot of wood chips, and I made a fortune. And because I saved them all until, I think, January was the big... Because the rest of the year, the wood chip price was crap. All of a sudden, in December and January, it went nuts. It, like, doubled or tripled. So I think I want to say 3 million liters of wood chips saved up. And I did one run with the train to, I think that went to Goldcrest Valley. One run with the train, and it filled it up with, I don't know what it was, 1 million something liters. And it was like, bang, like $1.6 million. It was like, beautiful. And I had 3 train loads full. So that was like what pushed me over the edge, because then I was buying land and bigger equipment. It totally went from being, the small stuff you started with to the big stuff, which made doing everything quicker, faster, easier, right? And then it gets to a point on those maps, you're just sailing, you're cruising. It's nice, though, because you put in the hard work at the beginning. The first 12 months is a killer. Like, I'm really surprised on Kinlaig here. We started with some good fields and some good paydays and some good contracts. And I'm telling you, same thing, man. That's why I became the wood chip king. After that one map on 2019, it was like, it changed me, man, because the whole winter I just or leading up to it, it was like I just cut down so many trees and got so many wood chips, and I didn't know what they were going to be like. I thought it was going to be crap, right? I thought wood chips were cheap, right? I didn't know, I didn't realize. And then took that one first train load, and it was like, holy smokes, we're onto something here. So that first winter was like, I had enough. And I already had a big farm, right? At the time. I had been going crazy. I think it was into my third year on that. But I just wanted to find something to do because I seemed to be fast forwarding through the winter months because there was nothing to do. I'm not a big animal guy, right? I don't mind getting into the cows and stuff like that. If you got the big farms and you can afford to supply your own, it's worth it. But I've never done pigs. I've done chickens, done cows, had horses. Obviously, I can't stand horses. They're too much work for little reward. Right? Got to be a horse lover, in my opinion, to have horses on farming sim. They just don't make you enough money for the work you got to put in, right? The daily exercise and stuff like that. I'm surprised nobody's come out with a mod to exercise your freaking farm animals, right? And I've done sheep. Most of the animals you don't have to look after, like the bees. Oh my God, I used to do bees on every map, right? Because if you've got bees close to your farm fields, they help with certain fields. They help with the. It increases your yield, I believe, because of the pollination, right? I don't think it's with all crops, but I do believe that's why I started using them on 19, 17 or 19. I think it was 19. 17 I didn't play too much. That was the first time I got introduced to Farming Simulator. And I was hooked then, man. I got hooked. I didn't understand it. I didn't, I played it a certain way. And then 19 came out. And I was late to 17 because on PlayStations, I think Farm Sim 17, I bought that. I think I bought that Christmas, like 2 years after it came out. So Farm Sim 19 came out, and they were giving away Farm 17 on PlayStation console at Christmas time sale for like, I think I paid $5, $4.99. Might have been $9.99, but I think it was one of those $5 deals, and it was like, okay, I'll buy it. Let's see what it's about. Fell in love with it. Played it for a week, and then ended up buying full price FS19 2 weeks later. And been hooked ever since, guys. Hooked ever since. And two, like at the time I had a job that I was away Monday to Friday. A lot of times I used to leave Sunday afternoons, depending on how far I had to drive. Sometimes it was 3, 4 hours, 6 hours, depending on where it was in the province I had to go. Sometimes you get lucky, it was only a couple hours. But anyway, so I had a lot of spare time and on the PlayStation, and I love playing games, but COVID hit, and I found YouTube and started watching YouTube videos and stuff, and I found some content creators for Farming Simulator, and it was like, it blew me away. I was finding myself watching videos, and it was like, holy smokes, 5 hours just went by, and I got to get to bed. And it really taught me different ways of playing the game, right? It was because I was a beginner and stuff like that. Nobody ever taught me the game, and I don't know if any of you guys have picked up Farming Simulator on console and started playing the game, but there was no tutorials before, like FS7. You pick it up and you started the game, and it was like, huh, what do I do? You go to the help and it would tell you certain things, but it didn't tell you get in your truck and go over here, get in your tractor, go over here, or it might have had some of those things, but like explaining to you, but it didn't really. So I learned by just all of a sudden it was like, oh, the controls do this. Cool. Right? I didn't even know which controls to hit on the thing. So I'm one of those guys, instead of like trying to find it written and stuff like that and read. I like to do and experience, right? I've always been that way. Good with my hands. Good hand-eye coordination. Anyway, see that? That was what? 15, 20 minutes, cutting down some trees. Whoa! Keep her on the lanes, pal. In the lanes. Let's see what we're going to get for this load. Should be a nice price. What are we at now? 281,000. That should take us up to 600. Back up, you dum-dum. What are you doing? Get into the loading zone. You gotta back up. Silly me. Get in the loading zone now. There you go. There you go. Ooh. Million plus. Beauty. We're right back up there, folks. I love it. I love it. So, we bought, this has been a very successful episode. We bought some land, did some forestry. We got another crop in the field, another wheat crop. I bought some vehicles. I would say very successful. All right, folks, until the next time. See ya.